to another episode of Dad's Driving. Sadly, yesterday I had another one of the lost episodes, which are viewable on Twitch, but sadly nowhere else, because if I download the file and try to do something with it, it's corrupt or something like that, basically. So, yeah, hi. Let's talk a little bit more about Summer Games Fest. I am bringing away my bins, as you can see, at this point in time. So, yeah, let's talk a bit about Summer Games Fest. To be fair, I haven't seen the extended Xbox showcase yet. That was on yesterday, but I'm planning on later, around lunchtime, having a look at that. Hopefully it's worth it. But let's talk about Ubisoft, because that's the thing that, and Konami, and yeah, and what I thought about those. So Ubisoft was overall pretty good. They showed Assassin's Creed for PlayStation VR 2, which covers Assassin's Creed 2, I think also Revelations, and I think Syndicate or something, or was it Origins? Can't remember right now. But like basically 3 storylines of Assassin's Creed will be covered. In what shape or form, of course, we don't know yet, because it was just like a CGI-ish kind of trailer. Then we saw Assassin's Creed Mirage. And that looked pretty cool, like a mix between kind of the first Assassin's Creed, which I absolutely loved. Like for me, the best ones is still 2 and the ones that go with it, Brotherhood and Revelations. And a mix between kind of those, the first few and then the most recent one. Looked interesting. Let's see how it goes. They announced Rayman coming to Mario and Rabbids, and it's Ubisoft. Of course, they're gonna put Rayman in there. I was surprised that there was no Glowbox, but maybe they'll add him too, or Jade from Beyond Good and Evil could have been in there, like any kind of character like that would have been cool. But of course, the highlight, and every day of Summer Game Fest has to have a highlight, was the gameplay demo for Star Wars Outlaws, and it looks amazing. Graphically, of course, a little bit, or art style more so, a little bit different to the Jedi Survivor game that came out recently, but that was to be expected. But overall, very cool. The heroine has a cool little animal, little pet that can do stuff for you, a bit like a droid. And it seems like Star Wars creates amazing droids like BD-1, BB-8, and R2-D2, 3PO, and all of them. But this time we're getting a little pet that looks a bit like a teddy bear mixed with an axolotl. Look up axolotls, they're very cool. They're kind of like real life Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Yeah, so they that was really the highlight for me. The way they just looked and felt was cool. They even have space combat in there, of course. We'll have to see, and at the moment it kind of looked like it was more like a shooting gallery, so more like Rebel Assault on the old school computers. If anybody's old like me, like the old man here, to remember those games, then yeah, it looked a bit like that, or like that pointless flight game that they added sadly to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, or the Old Republic, sorry. Just because fans wanted something like that, but it was kind of pointless at that time. I need to open my windows a bit, sorry, it smells of trash, because I'm bringing my trash to the dump. After that highlight, sadly, came a bit of a lull, because Konami showed nothing new. Everything that you could see, except for that Paradigm, or whatever it's called, that game that had a delay. That was kind of the only new information. They even in right before the trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2 said, hey, we're going to show you the trailer that we showed a few days ago. Well, then why show it? Why bother? You know. So it was very disappointing. Also for Exoprimal, you know how, or maybe you remember how they showed that you can play, I think it was Ryu from Street Fighter and Guile as exosuits. They didn't even show that. That seems to be like a Microsoft exclusive trailer or something like that. So there was even stuff missing that was probably gonna be the highlight if you only watched the Konami one. But otherwise I'd avoid it. Like, don't bother watching it. Just read a quick 5-minute article about it and you'll have all the information there. I'm still thinking about a Star Wars game, and like, yeah, can't wait. And I hope it comes together, because because I mean, we've seen a few years ago Star Wars 1313 had amazing CGI trailer, had gameplay already shown, and in the end didn't release, sadly. So let's hope Outlaws doesn't suffer the same fate, and have faith in Ubisoft that they can pull it off and then knock it out of the park. Seems that we're going to be going to different planets as well, and of course, yeah, I mean, we're flying a spaceship. So yeah, absolute highlight from that day of Summer Games Fest. I almost, and I'm sorry if I do sometimes call it Gamescom, but for some reason that's like super ingrained in my mind to call it Gamescom, and I just can't get rid of it. Summer Games Fest 23. And Jeff Keighley already announced there will be a number 24 too, or not number 24, but there will be one next year. The second topic will be aliens, dude. Like Tom DeLonge would say, like profanity aliens, dude. Just because they're like, because I'm interested in this stuff. Of course, my TikTok is full of like suggested videos for me about that family that supposedly disappeared, but it seems didn't, after supposedly seeing that 8 to 10 foot alien in their back garden. But again, grainy video, can't see anything, but people are trying to like add their imagination to it to say, oh yeah, you can clearly see its eyes and its nose, and you just like, you can't. Just stop. You literally can't. Even saw a video where someone is like, oh, and here you can see the man going up to the truck, and you can see then the alien face. No, that's his reflection. That's the man's reflection. It's going up to the truck, you know. And this is something that annoys me so much now with all the now whistleblowers, because in America they have some kind of act now that supposedly protects whistleblowers, coming out, and it's all, oh yeah, someone I talked to said this, that we have that, and saw this, but again, it's just hearsay. It's just blah blah. And yeah, great, they have credentials, and they probably did the work that they said, and you know, maybe they're right. Like, I really want to believe, okay, don't get me wrong, there is maths that shows that we're either alone in the universe or that there are other beings in the universe, and why not have them be visiting us and, you know, traveling thousands of years? If they're using light speed, you have to think about that. If they go, like, let's say if they match light speed, right? Let's not even say that they go beyond light speed, but let's just say they match light speed. The next planetary system that we are aware of that would potentially have a planet in a Goldilocks area is a couple of thousand light years away, which means they would have to travel a couple of thousand years to get here. Okay, of course they might have evolved, that time itself doesn't matter. I mean, we have a jellyfish on our planet that technically can live infinitely, okay, so maybe a couple of thousand years is nothing for them. But let's say they have that technology, or we could postulate or think about that they have some kind of space and time bending device that creates a Einstein-Rosen bridge or a wormhole, right? Okay, let's say they have that kind of technology, which means they are insanely far advanced, okay? Culturally, probably spiritually, and 100% technologically, right? So why in basically all videos, and again even in that video from that family where you can supposedly see an alien, why are they always behaving like low-level intelligent primates, like monsters out of a 70s movie? Because it's fake. What they're showing is fake, because it's made by humans. Humans like to be afraid of stuff because, of course, then we can fight things. And the inspiration we take is from things that we know, and the inspiration that they take is how monkeys behave and monsters behave, and put it into videos where they clearly behave like monkeys and monsters. If something is so far ahead of us, and of course, like, technological jumps can be quite severe. I mean, we went from barely getting a rigged pieces of wood off the ground up to the moon in was it 50 years or something like that. So of course, like, jumps can happen. Somebody can have a bright idea and it works, right? But still, you would need to be intelligent to come up with that, to manufacture whatever material that you need, and do some space flight. And yes, we shot up a chimp, we shot up a dog, but neither the chimp nor the dog were involved in any kind of development process, in any kind of building process, nor would they have any interest or the intellectual capacity probably to, unless unless dogs are basically hiding how hyper intelligent they are, or chimps are hiding how hyper intelligent they are. None of these would have the capacity to do spaceflight, to come up with something that goes beyond any technology that we have. So unless they start showing videos of like something that behaves like a hyper intelligent being, just stop. Like, all you're doing is fear mongering and then causing people to believe in basically low IQ creatures coming here like thousands of light years to visit us for what? It doesn't seem that they're even capable of like sustaining food. If they can even eat anything that's here, that's something that, and any virus and anything in our air, any pollutant, could kill us, it could kill them. So why would they be naked and not have some kind of suits on or some kind of protection, right? Of course, you could argue that they might have developed some kind of technology that protects them from viruses, but protects them from their viruses, not ours, because not every virus is the same in the universe. I mean, COVID-19 proved that we don't even know how to control our own viruses, right? So so unless you show me a video where there's a hyper intelligent being that, I don't care if they communicate verbally or telepathically or whatever, but unless you can show me that, stop showing these like fake 1970s horror movies, not even good, like B or C shit horror movies, sorry for cursing. And the same with all the grainy spaceship stuff that you see everywhere, right? We have HD cameras, 4K, HDR built into our phones, right? And there's millions of phones around the world. Why is footage of spacecraft still the quality of a 1970s camcorder? So and so all it is always hearsay with images that you can't see. You have like pilots and all of that coming out and saying You know, they recorded it flying, and they recorded this and they recorded that, and they have stuff on instruments. But again, those ships, those planes have ultra high resolution cameras on them, and again, the images that we see look like from a 1970s camcorder. Come on, people, like, either show us the goods or leave us alone with this kind of stuff, you know. And that like I watched the whole 4 hours of that NASA talk where they're like, oh yeah, we're going to investigate it now, kind of stuff. NASA is about space exploration. Like, they didn't start yesterday realizing that, okay, there might be something out there because of all the reports. They have been looking into stuff like this for decades and heard nothing yet. Supposedly there are secret programs, and I believe that there are secret programs that even presidents and congresses and all that stuff don't know about, because, you know, these kind of things then start to govern themselves and siphon off money through whatever channels, and it's fine, you know. But come up with actual images, come up with actual proof, or just don't bother, because, like, and get off my timeline, because it's just getting just annoying and boring. Like, just give me something real, something tangible, you know. That's why I recently did a video as a part joke, part serious invitation to if there are aliens, come by for lunch, come there during the daytime. There's a lot of space in the field next to us where you can park your spaceship, you know. So, and the invitation stands. So, but I need to get rid of this trash now. So thank you everyone for watching, thank you everyone for listening. Your dad Steve is out of here.